Hi, I'm Randolph Miller, and welcome to Bounce Around Charleston. We have a wonderful show prepared for you today. Project Hope, talking about health professions and helping people to get jobs in that field. And wonderful music from the band of James Brown right here at the Music Hall. And this is to help the James Brown Academy of Music pupils for underprivileged children. On September 14th, you will hear more about that. And we have wonderful music for you right here on Bounce Around Charleston. Okay, we're here on Bounce Around Charleston, and it's a wonderful show today for you. Project Hope. The project's goal is to provide education and training to low-income individuals for occupations in healthcare that pay well. Kalila Sumners, she's a regional coordinator for Little Country, and Hazel Parker, Senior Consultant Project Director. Welcome to Bounce Around Charleston.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's talk about Project Hope and what it's all about. Who wants to start, Hazel?
I'll start. Project Hope is a part of the federal HPOG project. Is Health Profession Opportunity Grants through the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And there are about 30 grants nationwide, and South Carolina was fortunate enough to get one. Gilda Kennedy and I co-wrote the grant, and this is our second time around. We wrote the original grant in 2010. We wrote another one in 2015 and was refunded for another 5 years. So we're in our second go-round of Project Hope. And it is for low-income individuals. The purpose of the grant is twofold. First, the healthcare jobs need qualified individuals.
Yes.
Because we want to be well taken care of.
They must go through training.
Sick. Right. They have to get certified. So it gives them certificates. And then low-income individuals gives them an opportunity to earn sustainable wages so that they can not be reliant upon public assistance.
Okay, now Kalila, how does a person get into this program?
Okay, initially, the contact is Joy Caper. She's our recruiter. And a person contacts her. Either we do a lot of community outreach. We're at schools and churches and community events. So someone would come upon Joy and say, hey, I'm really interested. They fill out an application. Joy would bring them in and they would be interviewed. Once they're interviewed, they go through a process where they have to verify some documentation so we know they're who they say they are. And then they go through a lottery process. We send their name up to the home office in Columbia. They go through a lottery process, and the ones that are chosen come into a 5-week boot camp where they learn medical terminology, basic medical skills, and then after those 5 weeks, they choose a medical field to go into to get training and certified.
Okay, so in the boot camp, in the 5 weeks training, they go through different series of different medical situations.
They do.
And then they will choose what area they desire.
They get basic medical training. They learn terminology, anatomy and physiology. So if they come in at a baseline with no medical experience, once we have them in that 5-week boot camp, they're pretty much geared to know, I'm really interested in phlebotomy, or I'm really interested in becoming a certified nursing assistant. So we guide them through choosing a career path. And once they do that, Project Hope funds their education.
So they choose the path. Then Project Hope funds the education. So where do they go to receive the education?
They can go to several schools throughout the state. I'm going to let Hazel tell you the schools, but Trident Tech is definitely a school that they go to here.
Okay, Hazel?
We have 13 different curricula that we have approved for our program. And we have all 16 technical colleges in the state are our primary partner, and they provide all of the education for this program. All the healthcare training is provided through them.
Now, the lottery system, do you have a lot of people in that lottery system?
What happens is the federal government, in order to evaluate programs such as Project Hope, they have to determine whether Project Hope is effective against people who did not get in such a program. So in that light, all the applicants that come into the program are entered into the lottery, and that's a federal database where we put all the applicants that we approve into the system, and the federal government decides who gets in and who doesn't, and it's for evaluation purposes. And the people that do not get in, everybody has to be qualified before they're entered into the lottery system, and then those people who are not in the program are just referred to community resources. Then the ones that get in the program get all the services through Project Hope, the case management, the boot camp, the training, and what the federal government does is evaluate the success of those who got in the program versus those who did not.
And that's how you're funded, by the success of the program.
Well, we're funded by a federal grant that's pretty much guaranteed for 5 years.
Okay.
But what the federal government does is to determine whether they will continue to fund programs such as this. They do evaluations on these types of programs.
Okay, one quick question. Okay, so once the lottery has been finished, the ones who did not get picked, do their names go back?
No, they do not get to participate in the program over the course of the program.
Okay, so can they reapply at any time?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, if they need more information, they need to contact Joy Capers. She's the Low Country recruiter, and that's 803-917-5226, or Joy Capers at dss.sc.gov. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Project Hope. What does the word HOPE stand for?
It's Health Occupations Preparation for Employment.
And how has the success training, how has the success been?
We've been very successful. In fact, in our first 5-year program, we met all of our 5-year goals after about 4.5 years. We were nationally recognized, and actually Gilda and I got to go to several other grantees to help them out with their programs. So we were able to provide technical assistance to some other grantees because of our success.
Okay. Well, we thank you for being on Bounce Around Charleston to talk about Project Hope.
Thank you.
If you want a job, check out Project Hope. Okay, the James Brown Band Concert, benefit concert for the James Brown Academy of Music Pupils for Underprivileged Children. That's coming up right after this break.